Yeah, that's a long sigh because anyway, hello everybody. This is Relevant Reese here. I just decided to pop on here. I did post a couple of links up to Facebook because I finally sat down at the kitchen table here and going over this voting ballot, right? So they sent the sample one, and I'm pretty much set on the basic generic stuff. As far as to the governor, I'm gonna take a quick kind of look at it. Attorney General, um, Chief Financial Officer, Commissioner of Agriculture, State Senator. I'm sure you got different things depends on where you are, and then soil and water conservation in those three different amendments. But what got me was, and it normally always does, is the judges. And I'm like, oh my God, it's like 10 of them. And then you got the Supreme, and then you got the appeals. And, there's not a lot of information out there about them. I mean, if it's there, I wish somebody would kind of post it or share it or whatever, talk about it in some kind of venue or whatever. But it's kind of like their bios, or like if they put in an application, their resume or something like that. But we really don't know who these people are, what they did. But let me say something centralized here before I get too far into this. Is that Florida is jacked up, as far as the laws and different crap that we've seen, over the years and the decades or what have you. I don't have the answers. I don't know all the answers, but I will say this. Something needs to change, right? Can we agree that something needs to change as to the stuff that's happening in our state in general? To the detriment of a lot of people. And so the judges play a big part, in a lot of things that happen. So look, I'm not saying throw out the baby with the bathwater, but change isn't change until we change and do something different. And I know a lot of people go to the polls to vote, and then all of a sudden they're confronted with all of that. The judges, who these people are. And let me tell you something. You can't just be eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tack of bass toe, however that saying goes. You can't be doing that. So you got to research as best as you can. So I did post some links on my Facebook page, but you got to read. If you're not willing to be a reader, and we just gonna go with it, and say, well, you might as well just let them stay in there, whatever. That may or may not be the right choice and decision. That's up to you ultimately. That's all I'm saying. But I am saying we know what's been happening. We know what we have currently that's going on with a lot of stuff in the state of Florida, right? And a lot of stuff that hits the Supreme Court and these courts of appeals or whatever. These people are making decisions that affect the whole of the state. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not necessarily a political person like that, but maybe I am. Maybe I am. Maybe, the new Marvin, in this, new aspect of my life, and, the things that I'm doing and I'm experiencing and where I'm going, maybe I need to be, more involved in what goes on in our state by way of political stuff, political processes, and who these people are. And a good majority of them they're just liars. They'll say and do just about anything, to get elected. So it's really not about the people. They're not serving us. It's for ulterior motives and things like that. And I'm not saying that's for all of them, right? You can't say that's for everybody. You know what I mean? But if you're an elected official, you're supposed to be representing, the people or whatever. And a lot of this stuff to me isn't really all about party. What political party you're voting for, independent or whatever you're doing, sometimes that matters, sometimes it doesn't, right? So we can't just get stuck on a political party affiliation and think that's always the right way to go and to be and to do. You know what I'm saying? You make your decision, your choices about that. But the reality is that you got good people on both sides. I just wish that we could just come together collectively, take the good from over here, take the good from over there, and centralize it and say, now let's do something that is positive and fruitful and productive for the whole of the people. Let's shelf this that we can't agree on, compartmentalize this stuff over here that we're fighting and warring on, and do something that's going to be, best interest for, the people. Why can't we do that? You know what I'm saying? Why we got to fight and war all the time, And let me say this also, just like with the sheriff race in Jacksonville. For the first time in history that I know about, we pretty much had all African-American black sheriff candidates running for the office, man. And only one person going to win. That's the bottom line. And I'm sitting and saying to myself, when that happens, whoever that person is, why can't we take the other candidates' good ideas and thoughts or whatever and try to incorporate them into a better, to make our city better as a whole, So the fight and the war and the struggle is real. I get it, but why it got to be my way or the highway, or my way or you can't be a part of what we're doing? Everybody needs to have an open mind, a listening ear, to say, hey, if that's good, if that's beneficial, is that going to help the crime rate go down? Is that going to be something that is positive for our city's growth, and moving us forward in a good way? Hey, bring it on. Come on over. Let's work together. In a good partisan way, and cross those lines. And let's do the right thing, people. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm talking about. All right. So I just want to come on here, man, and say it's tough, it's challenging, and so I just decided to take some time so I can do some kind of justice, to this voting ballot or whatever. So don't sit home. All right. Let me end with this. Don't just sit home and say my vote is not, worth anything, whatever. Listen, these midterms, they determine a lot of stuff, not just the main presidential election race that we know that we're going to get into in the next couple of years or whatever, whenever they decide to kind of start ramping that up. Man, look, all these, little other offices and things like that, like up under, the president, whatever, man, that stuff matters. The senators, the House of Representatives, all these people, that's really where the rubber hit the road, in my opinion. And when stuff gets done or it doesn't, or it gets deadlocked, you deal with this bureaucratic crap and foolishness, and nobody does anything. They blame somebody and somebody blame, and then we like in the middle, and then we start fighting with each other over their foolishness. And they sitting there, just like, okay, we don't got to do nothing because, now they warring with each other. They ain't really paying us no attention. And then they start slipping stuff in, while we distracted and fighting with each other and arguing with each other on the job, in the church, in the house, whatever. That divisiveness, man, it's real. All right. So anyway, do your homework, do your research. You know what I'm saying? It's a little frustrating, man, because you're like, what in the world? Who is this people? And so, and do it in a way that's wise, that's common sense. Use a little bit of common sense or whatever, and do your little research and talk to your people. Talk to people. Talk to people. Let them know, hey, man, we need to go out here and vote. Go vote early. Mail in, whatever. However you choose to do it. Don't say that it don't matter. It do matter. All right. So if you say it don't matter, you don't go do it. You want to talk to me about it? I ain't got nothing to say to you. Don't talk to Marvin. I don't even want to talk to you about it. If you didn't go exercise your right, you say it ain't worth it or nothing, well, that's still your opinion or whatever. But I'm not going to talk to you about it. Okay? Because you kind of get what you ask for. What you do, what you don't. And so, Relevant Reese saying, exercise your vote, do your research and your homework on these folks. Talk to some people. Wish there was a better way for these judges, but man, it's obviously not. Maybe we need to create something, or hey, put that in legislation, to where, y'all got all these commercials about the governor race and whatever. And, we don't know nothing about these judges until, we're in the voting line or we get this sample ballot, and then we just get kind of overwhelmed with it. Why can't we make a change to that with some kind of amendment or whatever that is mandatory? that they put out some kind of something about what laws y'all passed, what you fought against, what you approved, what you didn't, so we can kind of know what y'all doing over there sitting behind the curtain, like the Wizard of Oz. Anyway, all right, be blessed. All right, Relevant Reese saying, be blessed. Talk to you soon. Bye.